Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Night, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. I'm with Colton today. Hello Colton.
Hey Boris, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Kryptonite channel, everyone. Let's dive right into it, Boris. What is Polygon, and can you give us a little background on the project and the coin?
Sure. So it's a layer 2 on the top of the Ethereum blockchain. So one of the problem that we have all seen with Ethereum is the gas fees is one of the big problems. It's pretty costly to do different things, especially if you want to mint NFTs and things like that, but also sending money on the Ethereum blockchain. And the other big problem is the speed. There are lots of speed issues with Ethereum, and there's so much volume and so much traffic that it was not able to, it's having a hard time handling the volume. So the people who created Polygon and originally called Matic, and then they switched to their name to Polygon, but the symbol remained Matic. That's what they came up with. They said, let's build something. It's going to be a layer 2. It's going to be sitting on sort of on the top of the Ethereum blockchain, and it's going to do basically do all those different things, lower the costs of the gas fees. It's going to process a lot faster, but it's still going to preserve the security, which is very important to everyone. One thing that's great with Polygon as well is they have the Polygon SDK, which allows developers to do development, but in a more easy way and quicker manner. And it's compatible also with the EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine. So that allows also for faster processing and to do more complex processing off the blockchain. Now, some of the major partnerships that they have, because that's one thing where Polygon has been in the news a lot lately, they've really signed up some major companies. We have Nike, Adidas, Starbucks, Reddit, Meta, which is Facebook, Robinhood, eBay, Disney, Stripe, and Adobe. So, and that's just to name the really big ones. Of course, they have a lot more partnerships than that, but those are some of the premier names as far as company and brand recognition that have actually signed up partnerships with Polygon. So the Polygon proof of stake chain, it's the most popular product for the Polygon network. And it's basically a side chain that runs parallel to the Ethereum blockchain. Now, the great thing is they can process about 7,200 transactions per second. So quite a bit more than what Ethereum can do. And the cost is as low as about 1 cent per transaction. So big difference when you know that transactions on Ethereum usually runs several dollars, like easily $5, $6, $7, $8, $10, $15 in some cases, or $20 in some cases when the Ethereum blockchain is extremely busy. The Matic blockchain or Polygon remains very low in prices, just always around 1 cent per transaction. So running decentralized applications, whether it's DeFi or other dApps, that makes a lot more sense, especially for people that are not doing huge transactions. Let's say you want to stake something somewhere. If you do it on Ethereum, it's going to cost you $7. Well, if you're staking $100, that's 7%. That becomes very expensive. If you do it, for 1 cent, it becomes almost negligible. Also minting NFTs, there's been a lot of news on that, where lots of people started using Polygon as well to mint NFTs. And of course, other activities that can be performed on the Ethereum blockchain through the sidechain, which is Polygon. On some of the verified data they have lots and lots of users. We're talking 130 million unique wallets, so that's really a lot. And up to today, they have processed since their creation over 1.3 billion transactions on the Polygon blockchain. So it's really growing as far as usage, and very quickly. Also, they have over 150 DeFi projects. And some of the big ones that everybody knows, Uniswap, that was first built on Ethereum, they now also operate on Polygon. And 1inch and SushiSwap, same thing. They also done some migrations. Originally, you had the Polygon plasma chain. I'm not going to go too much on the technical side of things, but the plasma chain was more relying on the Ethereum security, whereas the POS chain, which is the more current one, is relying on Polygon's own security. They also have what's called the Polygon's zero-knowledge Ethereum virtual machine, which utilizes their layer 2, where it's more efficient, etc. It speeds up the smart contract transactions and offer cheaper transactions, but also helps validate those transactions quicker, because it validates multiple transactions at the same time, as opposed to be one by one, in a more regular Ethereum environment. So they did the rebranding because whenever they introduced the POS chain, they basically went from calling themselves Matic to calling themselves Polygon Network. But like I said, they retained the Matic symbol so that it's still very easy for people to find them. And of course, they are on all the major centralized exchanges as well as all the decentralized ones.
Thank you for all that information, Boris. Can we now talk about the history and performance of Polygon?
Sure. So it was founded by a team of 4 people. And basically they launched the first Matic test network back in October 2017. And at that time, it was using the plasma chain. After that, they grew, the scalability, and then they went to that POS chain. On the money side, they used Binance to do their IEO, which is the initial exchange offering back in April 2019. They raised $5.6 million by selling 1.9 billion Matic. And we'll go into tokenomics in a minute. But the Matic network mainnet, not the testnet, but the mainnet, was then launched in the second quarter of 2020. And like I said, on the architecture, you have all those different layers: the execution layer, the Polygon network layer, security layer, and then the Ethereum layer. So that's why it's called a layer 2, because they're sitting on the top. They're also a blockchain, but why is it called a layer 2? Because it's sitting on the top of a layer 1, the layer 1 being Ethereum. And then you have 2 layers really inside Polygon. You have the Polygon network layer, which is mainly the one that supports the production of transaction blocks, sorting the transactions, all that kind of stuff. And then you have the execution layer, which is responsible for actually executing the transaction on the Polygon blockchain and the other blockchains built on Polygon. So on the initial distribution of Polygon tokens, basically 12% went for the stacking rewards, which will go on the stacking towards the end of the video. 23% went to the ecosystem, 21% went to the foundation, 4% to advisors, 16% to the team, 3% to private investors, and 19% to the Binance Launchpad. So the initial launch of the token happened on April 26, 2019. So we've now seen that Polygon has been around for a few years. And it's been capped. The max supply is capped to at 10 billion. That's why that 19%, that 1.9 billion tokens that were sold initially on Binance, that's where it went, to introduce the token. And also they calculated that the supply of Polygon is expected to be fully vested by April 2025. At that point, that's when we'll see what happens. Some people might decide to sell, because when, especially like the dev teams and some of the advisors, they get paid, over time. They get, let's say, a certain percentage of the coins, but they don't get all their coins, on day one. They get it gradually over time, and then to be fully vested, which means to have received all the tokens that you were promised, you will basically have to wait a few years. So the funding rounds for Matic, it started with $165,000 in the seed round, which was the initial round of investment. Then, and that was back in 2019. Then they had early supporters that also brought in $440,000 in 2019 as well. And back then, the price of Matic, I mean, that's when you see that, you're like, if I had known this, I would have bought a ton. But at that time, it was 0.0026 cents. So basically 1/4 of a cent at that time. And then they raised another 5 million with the IEO on whenever they sold that 1.9 billion coins on Binance. And then more recently, they also raised $450 million back in February 2022. So about a year ago, which with that money, of course, they have deep pockets and they can weather the bear market without any problem. The all-time high, $2.92, that was back in December 27, 2021, so last year, a year ago, basically. And currently the price is sitting around 86 cents. Look, like any other coins, any other crypto, they have a major retracement throughout 2022, which was definitely a pretty bad year for crypto. And their current market cap is about $7.8 billion. And like we said, the max supply is 10 billion and the circulating supply is almost 9 billion. So there's only 1 billion left to be released over the next few years.
Thank you, Boris. Can we now talk about the latest news and development with Polygon?
Sure. So one of the big news is MasterCard, as is said to have is using Polygon, and that's fairly recent, to do their Web3 and NFT journey. So they're going to be relying on them, to develop the Web3, which is, DeFi and a whole bunch of other things, and also for their NFT. Also, Sandbox and Utes have also expanded their network, and Utes, for instance, they were using Solana. So now they're also doing a transition to have their NFT available on Polygon as well. And Sandbox, is doing the same. They're also transitioning to Polygon. And it was reported that some of those NFTs, got some money. Some people said $3 million. Some people said $10 million has been paid by the foundation, the Matic Foundation, to actually attract some of those big NFT platforms to Solana. From Solana to Polygon, because of some of the debacle of FTX that was supporting Solana. People got worried that Solana might disappear. I don't believe that will be the case. I think Solana will suffer a little bit for a little while, but they'll probably recover. But in the meantime, some of those big projects in NFT didn't want to take a chance, so they also started developing their project on Polygon. So, and we see that it's definitely increasing quickly some of the volumes on some of those networks. You know, they're already doing like $300,000 in NFT sales, even though they kind of just started recently. So it's going quite fast. Now, recently, because of the what's happening with, especially with the MasterCard partnership and some of the other things, they've seen a trading volume spike by 168% in just 24 hours. So they're getting a lot of attention. That's for sure. Matic is getting a lot of attention from a lot of different people, because people like Ethereum. It's a solid blockchain, but it's costly and it's kind of slow. So Matic used as a layer 2 on the top of Ethereum makes a lot of sense.
Awesome, Boris. Thank you so much for that information. Now, can we stake Polygon? And do you have any recommendations? I know we really shouldn't be using an exchange. Is there any secrets for Polygon?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, some of the centralized exchange offer, even though, like you said, it's not the best way to stake your coins, but Binance, Bybit, KuCoin, Crypto.com, they all offer different rates, which we'll go over in a second. And then Lido Finance, which is getting really prominent because of the fact that you can stake your Ethereum on Lido, and it's getting very popular. So that's and you can do it from pretty much any wallet. And then you also have MetaMask, which allows you to stake your Matic. So on the percentage side, you know, Binance, they offer you about 6 to 8% on average. And then they also give you 19%, but that's on a very limited number of coins. Bybit, they offer 0.5%. Crypto.com, it's up to 14%, but you need to have some of their coins and the Crow. So that's also, it's not exactly what you're going to get. KuCoin, the same, 12%, but also need to have some of their coin. Lido is around 8.7%, which is what you get also when you stake directly with Matic. And then you have MetaMask that does up to 6.5%. So roughly, no matter what the platform you're using, you can expect around 6.5 to about 8 something percent on staking Matic, which is not bad. I mean, it's a pretty good reward. Some of them are easier than others to do, but that's roughly what you can expect when staking Matic.
Thank you for those tips and tricks, Boris. Can we now discuss what people are looking for? Can you give us a price prediction for Polygon and where you see it in the future?
Sure. So currently, like I said, it's setting at 86, 87 cents. And so in 2023, or let's say by the end of 2023, we can expect to probably be around the lines of about $1.15. We're doing a kind of an average between the Cryptopolitan and digital coin price and price prediction. So roughly in 2023, $1.15, which is a little bit up from where it is today, but not crazy up. By 2025, we would be pretty much along the lines of about $3. Then by 2027, we would be along the lines of about $6, $7. And then by 2030, we could be more along the lines of about $14, $15. So that's, once again, we try to be conservative. I know some people out there might say, well, it's going to go a lot higher than this. Already, I think that would be a pretty good multiplier, because if we are sitting at 86 cents and it goes to $14 or $15, you're looking at like a 16x from here. And with the fact that there's a lot less risks putting money on Matic than putting money on a little project that has just started or a project that's fairly recent. So you have a solid project with solid partnerships, good technology, everything, and still can make a lot of money in the coming years.
Yes, thank you, Boris. I appreciate that. From my side, that's all I have for today. But if you have anything else, please feel free to add it.
That's it. Thank you, Colton. Thank you, everyone. We look forward to see you on the next Kryptonite video. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.